Russian front line around Izium has collapsed. Ukraine is penetrating deep into the Russian rear areas. Russian soldiers are surrendering or fleeing en masse. Let's knock them out cold, my friends. This is the deep state military map about Izium front. The 8th of September, let's go. As you can see, a deep thrust through the defensive lines here, widening the salient. Russian defense is usually about 8 to 10 kilometers deep, and this penetration here is already 23 kilometers deep, so we're already talking about breaking into the rear of the front lines. Everything else from here is behind enemy lines. They push on, widening the salient. The Oskil river here cuts most of this area in two. Ukrainians needed to take Kupiansk. And on the very next day they reached the outskirts of the city, widening the salient towards Izium, widening the salients more towards Izium and to the north. This map doesn't give us any more updates, but I have some more updates from the Russian and Ukrainian Telegram channels right from the front. First of all, yesterday Ukraine took Kupiansk. These are Ukrainian forces in Kupiansk. This city has been liberated. Second of all, Ukrainians took Balaklia. It has been confirmed. Here is a video of the unit Kraken installing the flag over Balaklia. Knock them out cold, my friends. A ton of ammunition was captured in Balaklia. Russians left in a hurry, leaving vehicles and warehouses filled with ammunition. We're talking about rooms, floor to ceiling, filled with boxes of ammunition. These photos and videos are all from Balaklia. Besides ammunition, Russians also left a lot of their armor, which Ukrainians immediately captured as war trophies. For the first time, I cannot say knock them out cold. What do I gotta say? Capture them hot? Ukrainians have had incredible success sowing chaos into the Russian units. We have this joke from Special Kherson Cat, who outlines the Kherson offensive here on this photo. As you can see, Ukrainians are trying to go to Kherson from Kharkiv Oblast, through Donetsk and Luhansk, through Russia and Crimea, and then to Kherson. It's a perfect plan, because when you take Kherson, you kind of take everything. It's a joke, of course. But to illustrate the mood in Russian troops around Izium, fleeing Izium, we have this video. What you see here is called panic. Sheer bloody panic. But what panic does to you is this. My friends, I can do these videos because of the Patreons. YouTube quite usually demonetizes these videos because war, and patrons keep me afloat. First of all, the biggest patron I've ever gotten. Ucht Freddy Est, thank you for becoming the biggest Patreon. Morzus Grimfate, James Brandt, David Betts, Laura Hamilton, Sydney Olsen, Sydney Huit, Thomas Larsson. Thank you to these people. All of these people were tier 10 or above. If you like the channel, Patreon link is in the description below. Zelensky's advisor Astorovich has let us know that Ukrainian army actually faces a big problem now. Thousands upon thousands of POWs, and handling and processing them takes a lot of time and a lot of manpower, which Ukraine needs on the front lines. In this intercepted car from a soldier from Luhansk, half of their 202nd Regiment was captured, which is about 1,000 men. The other half was dead or fled on foot to Luhansk. There is also talk of how they have helmets from 1945. It's a crazy conversation. Now, my friends, the biggest news of them all, Izium has fallen. This map here is made by the Russian military bloggers, and it shows Ukrainian forces very close to Izium, but it is already outdated, because from Ukrainian and Russian Telegram channels, Izium city center has been taken and there are minor pockets of resistance left in the city. Most Russians have fled on foot, leaving their armor and ammunition. Others have surrendered. According to Russian Telegram channels, most troops are trying to evacuate over the Oskil river on foot to avoid encirclement. This means losing all of their equipment, because all of it was massed in Izium. Russians have minor reserves in Belgorod and Luhansk, and they're already sending these reserves to Kharkiv Oblast to bolster up the front on the Oskil river, which is the new front line now. These reserves are forming several different convoys, out of which at least one has been captured in full by the Ukrainians. This is the video from it. Tarmo Juntunen has made us a video illustrating the Ukrainian advance in the past 3 days, and it's beautiful. It reminds me of Blitzkrieg from Germans' 1940s. The tempo is so fast that yesterday and the day before that Ukrainians actually had logistical problems due to stretched supply lines, and their armored vehicles ran out of fuel. Of course, now that issue has been solved. We have this Russian telegram message that Russian forces have fled even from Lyman, or that Lyman is the new front line. See, Izium is here, so Izium has fallen, and everything west from the Skil River is possibly surrounded. And the telegram message says that Russians have fled Lyman or are trying to make a new front line here. That means that this is probably the new front line here. And everything west from this front line is lost to the Russians. How did this breakthrough happen? I mean, massing so much manpower, equipment and weapons on the Kharkiv front from the Ukrainians, you have to notice it if you're a Russian. They did notice it, actually. According to the Institute for the Study of War, Russian military bloggers warned about an impending Ukrainian counteroffensive northwest of Izium for days prior to Ukrainian advances. And some military bloggers noted that Russian command failed to prepare for obvious and predictable Ukrainian counteroffensives. Even to the Russian military bloggers who kept an eye on the situation, this counteroffensive was obvious and predictable, but it was the Russian leadership who decided not to act. So there's no black magic here. It's just military negligence. Sounds like the Russian army. A few videos ago I mentioned that Ukrainians captured a lieutenant colonel on the Kharkiv front. But actually this man is a Lieutenant General Andrei Suchevoy, commander of the West Group, the highest ranking Russian officer ever to be captured in this war. The elected officials from St. Petersburg a few days ago sent an ukaz to Moscow for President Putin to be removed from office. And this ukaz was followed by the Moscow electives, who sent their own ukaz to the Duma. It didn't go through, and the electives from Moscow and St. Petersburg City Council, they were fined for it. But the fact that these electives from the city council of the two biggest cities of Russia dare to send such a letter to the Duma of Russia, the parliament of Russia, that the president should be taken down, shows that there are huge cracks forming in the leadership of Russia. As it didn't go through, I'm afraid those electives who signed it will be falling out of the windows very soon, unfortunately. But the cracks are forming. My friends, things are happening so fast in the front lines that I'll try to make a video tomorrow also. Until that time, keep knocking them out cold, my friends. Slava Ukraini.